Good evening, and welcome to Third Phase UFO Report. I am your host tonight, Michael Roser, and once again we're going to dip back into the past to look at some sightings that would easily be overlooked. With the plethora of sightings we're getting in today, it's very easy to become overwhelmed, which, in respect to our field, is actually a good thing. But with that being said, let's take a look at some older sightings and possibly draw some comparisons or parallels with what we're seeing today. Once again, everyone, thank you for joining us. Buckle up. We're all in for a smooth ride here, but there is always turbulence in the way of information, dissemination, and perception. Let's get right into the first sighting. Blake, take it away.
Welcome back to Third Phase Moon. Blake Cousins here. We have incredible videos just sent to us from around the world. Let's go to Kuala Lumpur of a massive UFO sighting.
That crap. See, it moves. Like left, right.
What are we looking at in the skies? The young man tells us right here at Third Phase Moon that he was shooting from his balcony and he noticed some kind of object moving left to right, and he states that it looked like a massive sphere, a possible metallic sphere. He doesn't know what happened to it. It kind of disappeared behind the building, but here's the video. We're gonna enhance it, add some slow motion. What's your thoughts, guys? Is there something that was captured on this young man's camera from his balcony in Kuala Lumpur?
This is indeed some pretty interesting footage. As Blake and Orlando mentioned later, the individual's finger in the foreground would make it very difficult to manipulate this video. So with that being said, I have to concur that at least what we're seeing is in its environment. So the question is, what is this? It seems to be circling a building, wherein I would imagine if there's anybody up there, they'd be seeing this through the windows and possibly recording the footage themselves. But I've never seen anything in the way of that sort of footage coming out of this event. Now, is it possible that there is some sort of suspension on top of this building wherein it's allowing this ball to be so many feet away from the facade without actually hitting, and it's sort of rotating around? Is there some sort of mechanical device here? I don't think so. This thing seems to have anti-gravitational properties, and it's certainly a very large sphere, again, in its environment. Very curious. I like this one.
Turned the contrast way up, didn't see any fragmentation. The way the orb goes behind the building definitely looks real with all the movement. I say it looks genuine to me so far.
Yeah, you know what I really like too is when the young man actually puts his hand in front of the object. It would be really hard to mask, do any kind of effects.
Right, it's really clean. I mean, it's absolutely seamless around the hand. We zoomed in as far as we could go, and
yeah.
it definitely looks like
whatever
like
it is,
footage.
it's there. All right, more interesting footage coming in from NASA, SOHO, the sun. You've seen images like this before, and we've got another one for you. It was captured within 12 hours. We're posting up the photograph of a strange cylindrical object that just shot past the sun. What are we looking at? Let's get a closer look at this. We've got a lot of people on YouTube keeping their eyes on NASA, and this came in from the watcher of YouTube today, and he says that it shows some kind of long glowing cylinder that is left behind a trail, and it seems to have come from the sun. The UFO is traveling at such a high speed that it appears to be long, but it's probably just a round disc shape. But this is more evidence of UFOs that do enter our sun. So what do you guys think? Do these UFOs harness the energy from the sun, well, these photographs definitely represent something extraterrestrial.
While I'm not certain these photographs do actually indicate extraterrestrial presence, I will say that they are certainly another anomaly that we can't explain. Now, we've seen that many of these crafts in different videos go in and out of the sun, and we've had our thoughts surrounding, what business they may have in there. As Rich says, if the sun is a gas station for extraterrestrials or other crafts, it wouldn't surprise me, of course, being such a source of energy that the entire immediate universe is garnering something of benefit from. Now with this object, maybe it's actually some sort of ectoplasmic spray from the sun. Maybe there's something in the way of electromagnetics that this particular camera is picking up that we wouldn't see with our naked eye. I'm not going to jump to something artificial here initially, but I will say this is very curious, and again, we've seen other anomalies that mirror what this particular picture has to offer. The next group of sightings actually come from Russia, where we've seen quite a bit of activity even as of late, and I just wanted to talk about these quickly because I find them so fascinating. Without further ado, let's jump right into these very interesting and visually spectacular sightings.
It just happened again, and now over Russia. The people over there are going crazy of what just happened. Just a few hours ago, we got the breaking news, 5 videos just in. Take a look at these.
Макс, что это такое? Не знаю.
Она сейчас все взорвет.
Нам повезло.
Да.
Настя, ты рада?
Смотри, смотри, она исчезает.
Исчезает, она сгорает вообще. Оба, все, видел, взорвалась она.
Ага.
Пых. И вот точно.
What is going on over Russia? Is this answer to what just happened over Los Angeles? The big spectacle that we just saw and broke the news is of Elon Musk. What's he up to? Now Russia is up to the same shenanigans, or is this something out of this world? I want your comments below.
These are so cool. I absolutely love these. As I mentioned, they're very visually enticing, and yet, as we're looking at them, I think we have something more in the way of a logical explanation rather than being something esoteric. We've known SpaceX to experiment in different ways, and some of the phenomena we see in our skies might be attributed to those experiments. Why wouldn't Russia or any other major country be watching and engaging its own development of some of this technology? It actually wouldn't surprise me if in some shape, way, or form, we're sort of locked into this Cold War era race for space and perhaps not just the exploration, but the technology that's involved in the development of that sort of research. These are curious, and of course, we see plenty of contrail acting here. In fact, the trajectory is very skewed and sort of looks like a rocket might have gone this way. There is a slight haloing effect around some of these anomalies, which, punches off this color through the lens. But I don't know if the camera is actually accentuating some of that or if it's naturally there to the naked eye. Either way, incredible captures here, and of course, maybe we'll find more as time goes on.
Here's the 4th video.
Alright, something to mention here while looking at some of these patterns in the sky. This reminds me of what we even see in certain parts of Northern America, wherein we've had our thoughts about certain projects such as HARP or other chemicals being released into our atmosphere. Whatever's here in this video, these particles definitely reflect light in a very unique way, and I can't say that that doesn't have anything to do with its composition, because it just may. Is that what we're seeing here? Some sort of attempt to chemically influence us in the way that we breathe our air? Or is this some sort of weather manipulation? We've heard many accounts of our own people putting things into the atmosphere in order to manipulate the weather, or at least bring about favorable or unfavorable conditions, depending on how they wanted to weaponize it. So that's always a possibility as well, and something to consider when reviewing some of these videos. With the plethora of sightings, video footage, and photographic evidence that's now being captured across our planet, it would be silly to think something wasn't coming in the way of information, whether it be personal disclosure or something on a more global scale. In remaining diligent in every question we have about what we see, we inch just a bit closer to the truth. And in the end, it might not just be high technology that we find. There may be weather anomalies that we're not aware of, and we discover along our way, looking into some of these incredible anomalies. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on Third Phase UFO Report, and I hope you've enjoyed revisiting some of these sightings of past. And keep in mind, these are submitted by people who are just going about their day, looking up into the sky and capturing something amazing. You might be next. Keep your eyes on the skies, everyone. We'll see you next time on Third Phase UFO Report.